Completed in 1941, Fern Ridge Reservoir has become a valuable resource to the people of the Willamette Valley. Fern Ridge is operated by the Army Corps of Engineers, which is in partnership with farmers and environmentalists throughout the area. They work together to provide a delicate balance between the needs for irrigation, recreation, and wildlife habitat. When Fern Ridge Reservoir was discovered to be in a failure mode, plans were made for an emergency drawdown. It was then that the government agencies came together to solve the problem, before there was a crisis.
Initially, long ago, it started out as flood control, and we understand why it's there. Prime directive is to hold back those winter floodwaters to protect safety. Secondary, of course, is agricultural, and they'll need to, hold back the water and during the winter time, and then the summer months, and they let it out a little bit at a time so people can water the crops. And third, is the recreation. Flood control and life and safety are very important. Absolutely. I think that recreation is important as well.
The reservoir was constructed back in the late 30s and early 40s. I don't think there was a lot of concern given to environmental consequences in that time frame. The challenges then were to control floods and to provide some supplemental water storage for irrigation pursuant to development. The importance of Fern Ridge as a major water body and wetland. Fringe wetland habitat has been real important, providing migratory and habitat for birds moving through the valley. This is a vessel with a capacity of about 100,000 acre-feet of storage that can fill up literally overnight, depending on the capacity of the downstream river channels. In the summer of 2002, in the course of normal vegetation management on the downstream face of the embankment,
they noticed sinkholes or depressions in the dam. So it's simply the maintenance personnel in the process of mowing noticed sinkholes. Something was wrong. And then upon investigation realized that the drain system, when they went to investigate that, as in putting a camera, or tried to put a camera down it, and realized that the drain system was plugged and that the dam was in a failure mode.
The worst case scenario would be a failure of the embankment and the loss of the pool in a very short period of time. What we've done by constructing this flood control project, we've altered the hydrology. We've been to build dikes and constrain waterways, whereas if we restore those natural floodplains or components of them, we regain some of the natural flood attenuation properties or functional values of those areas. We're trying to work with the state to look for opportunities to enhance those plant communities around the fringes of the reservoir to provide habitat for migratory waterfowl.
We saw a great opportunity with the extra material where we excavated the trench in the fact that we could build some wildlife areas from the material that's taken out of the trench.
Those give us the ability to manage water levels pursuant to creating, more desirable, more diverse wetland plant communities.
The material's put in basically in 1-foot lifts. They have 2 pull pans behind each tractor, and each pull pan can drop and pick up a load each. They're 8.5 yards in each pull pan, and they can recycle from the top of the dam and drop their loads down along the base of the dam, and they each recycle in about 6 minutes. So you're running 4 of those. You get those going in a 10-hour shift, and it combines to about 6,000–7,000 yards per shift, and you get 2 shifts going 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and that's how you move 450,000 cubic yards in a matter of a few weeks. To take the dam down, then get into moving the trench, and then put the dam back up in the same method. That's how you get a dam done in 1 summer. There's a lot of machines, and they're working close together. It's amazing how they communicate. It's a beep of a horn. They're on radios talking to each other. They're moving around each other, and they are listening and talking to each other. You think that they're not paying attention, and they really are paying attention. And when I'm walking around or other people are on the ground, you make eye contact, they see you, they give you a signal that it's okay to walk by. You really don't go near them until you get those kinds of signals, and then you go by, and then they go about their digging and working.
Desire for recreation opportunities, protection of natural resources, and I think there's a continuing struggle. And I think there's been some big challenges here at Fern Ridge. I think we've been reasonably successful in trying to direct, and minimize impacts from recreation on the resource program. Quite a bit of energy went under that general category of environmental environmental protection. And fortunately, I think we did come through in pretty good shape. You know, I think we're very fortunate. We talked to other partnering agencies, the state of Oregon, Department of Fish and Wildlife, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, other agencies that had concerns.
Well, I had no idea of the impact of Fern Ridge until it was failing and it was drawn down and it wasn't going to be available to the community. And then to be a part of fixing it, to have it repaired and to see it come back online, and to be able to have friends that I know in the community, you know, talk to me about it and say how happy they are that it's being repaired and that it's going to be back up. It feels good that they're talking to me about it and that I can share in that. So I've enjoyed that.
There's a lot more than dirt moving. You saw a government move, and it moved very well. So when the ribbon fell today, it was a year of that. It was 5 years worth of work in a year. And it can be done. But I think that the things we do today can ensure that that land is there and the infrastructure is there, and the possibility and the dream, the need that people have to be together, to recreate, to laugh. Hopefully that still exists, and hopefully these parks are full of people wanting to do that. Then I've done my job, they've done their job, and everyone in between. And hooray for all of us and all of them.